Yes, YouTube. Good morning and welcome back again. You know, the thing is, I expected a little bit more volume last week. We're now in the weekend, it's Saturday, there's less volume again. You can see that the market is consolidating and that we literally waiting for something big is coming, right? Next week we have some very, very important events coming up, and this can change the whole environment. Actually, the thing is, we're consolidating now. We're creating an inverted head and shoulders on the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame, and actually that's a bullish pattern, right? You can see that there's a lot of manipulation. Once volume comes in, it's actually manipulation. It's like sweeping sell side liquidity and sweeping buy side liquidity. So we're entering week 4 of the month of October. So I'm still bullish on BTC. I want to give you guys a small scalp short trade for this moment. As I speak, I'm in a short position. I trade different accounts. I trade like one account, I trade scalp positions like on the lower time frames. It's exciting. There's a lot of emotion. And one account I also trade swing trading, right? I also swing trade on another account. So for the longer term, actually, a swing trade usually takes a week or so. A scalp trade is usually a day, and a long trade is more than a week, right? So guys, a quick Saturday update. What can we expect? Where are we now at the moment? And what can we expect for next week, right? So guys, with that said, let's go to the chart. So as you guys can see now, we're watching at BTC to USDT again, and you can literally see here this inverted head and shoulders, right? We're still in a bullish order flow. So we just hit it 111K. So that's very positive, You can see there's a lot of manipulation here. So they swept sell side liquidity above this wicks here. They swept sell side liquidity underneath this wick here. There's still a pool of liquidity underneath this low here. So there's a possibility that we sweep one giant sweep to the downside to catch this pool of liquidity to eventually rip to the moon, right? The thing is, they already swept some lows here. If you go to the 4-hour time frame, you can see that this wicks came to this body close candle. So they already came there. So it's difficult to say if we sweep down one more time. For me, it makes sense, I'm still bullish on BTC. You can see this clear fair value gap here on the 4-hour time frame. And if we draw this inverted head and shoulders, then you can see that this inverted head and shoulders target fits with the 786 on this swing low, I thought, right? So everything says we're going up, right? So what I'm expecting actually is either to sweep sell side liquidity one more time, giant wick, body close candle, to break neckline, rebounds, come to the 618, 50 line, 786, and fill up this gap. That's a little bit what I'm expecting for next week, right? But if you check the order book, there's a lot of liquidity on the downside, so it makes sense if they sweep liquidity before we actually go up, right? If you go to the 15-minute time frame, you can see that we're rejecting the 786 on this CPI candle from yesterday, right? So I'm expecting downside. So what I'm actually doing is I'm shorting this trade on a Saturday, low volume, no stress. That's what I like about Saturdays. There's less manipulation and you can just trade the algorithm of the market, right? So that's why I took a short here to eventually come to the 786 somewhere here. Let's say the 618, right? 109k to eventually come up. But I think this is a market maker level, that they pump so much liquidity in this market that you only see a wick and a closed candle on the 786 on this swing high, right? So this is a little bit my Saturday update, what we can expect for today, tomorrow, and Monday. Again, guys, if you want to level up your trading, go to the link in the description, Crypto Gainers. You can see I posted this short setup in the group, and you know, we're making gains actually. If you go to trade stats, you can literally see that we are tracking every trade, and last week we had a win streak of 77%. Now we're entering a new week, and you can see that we're making some wins again, right? No losses. Small scalp trades, just manage your risk. You know, you can see that we have a TA sharing and education channel where I share some important things you need to know in case of trading, right? Here you have an ebook with all the basics you need to understand before you actually enter any crypto asset. You know, there are some risk management tools here. We have a pattern chart, so there's a lot of information you can get in this group. It's not only chatting and doing TA, there's literally everything you need to understand before you actually start trading, right? So if you want to take this short, small scalp position with me, you know, on a Saturday, low volume, stop loss above this wick here, shorting to the 786 or to the 618, because there's some liquidity here. You know, you have a risk reward ratio of 1:6, so you can take this stop loss a little bit lower above this swing low where sell side liquidity is. So I think this is a nice short position, right, to take. Tomorrow we have the closeout. If you want to take this short position with me, go to today's video's description. You know, open it. MEXC Exchange is one of our top exchanges at the moment. You know, we started a new collaboration. Once you click this link, you get redirected to our landing page, our official collaboration page, and you can see that that we have a 30 USDT new user reward giveaway, right? The fun thing now about MEXC is that we have a zero fee fest. So once you click it, you can literally see that you can trade 100 tokens with 0 fees, right? You just open your position and you close it, and it doesn't cost you anything. So I like this event because I use it for scalping, you know, small short periods of time in the market, open, close, and big gains actually, you know. So again, guys, smash up the like button, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell so you will stay updated. Follow me on X. Again, guys, I'm expecting a small pullback to the 618 to eventually break neckline, see confirmation, and to eventually see more upside, right? Remember, next week is an important week in case of Fed events. Follow me on X, I keep you guys updated. And with that said, guys, I thank you all for watching. I wish you all a very, very, very nice weekend. Stay safe, make profits, and God bless you all. See you in my next video.